And the insularity of these celebrities is so asinine to me. It's so nauseating because these comments are totally delusional, right? So she's talking about like what voting rights?
Yeah.
That we have less voting rights here. What about in Kenya, where pregnant women can't leave the house, so they absolutely have no constructive right to vote? Or in Oman, where women have to vote as their husbands do, or
sorry.
Yeah, it's funny because in there the men can force the women to do whatever they want. It's really funny. Anyway, that was Emily Compagno on Fox News, delivering the sort of lines that you do to get applause, saying, oh, you think we have problems? Well, what about those awful other countries that we're better than? There in Nigeria, they can't even go outside if they're pregnant, so they're not allowed to vote. Except that, no, they are. None of that was true. Emily Compagno doesn't know anything that she's talking about there. Immediately after that started to go viral, people from inside of the country she was referencing started posting things like this. What is this? What is she saying, that in Kenya, pregnant women can't leave the house, so they have no right to vote? What does she imagine our country is like? That statement is incorrect, misleading, condescending, and should be withdrawn, which we'll return to. A member of their government actually posted that must be withdrawn. It's not true. Bravin posted, someone tell Fox News that in Kenya, pregnant women leave the house, are allowed to vote. They get to skip the line to vote, and they also enjoy free delivery under Linda Mama. We expect pregnant women and women in general, and we respect them, and they enjoy their voting rights. Yeah, so by the way, they get special considerations to vote. They do get to skip the line. Some other groups of people do too, but they're one of them. The issue though, Brett, and I'll give you a chance to weigh in a second, isn't that Emily Compagno made that statement. It's an ignorant statement about another country. That's not shocking anyone. It's that after she was corrected by people, regular people living in the country, members of their government living in the country, she is, of course, standing by the claims that she made about pregnant women in Kenya. I apologize, it was about Kenya, not Nigeria. And so she was reached for comment. She says, no, there were 2 websites that I read it on, and so I'm standing by it. Those websites don't cite any sources. And fundamentally, when you make a claim, a specific claim about a country, to assert that you are better than that country, and you are corrected by people who live there, that's their life. To stand by it, Brett, is just so sad at that point, so deeply, enthusiastically ignorant.
But it's part of the course. Like, people watch Fox News because they want their own reality crafted for them, and they want a sense of superiority, sometimes moral, frequently racial. And that's what they're there for. And they want this feeling that they can be a total D-bag outwardly. And anyone who calls them out for being a D-bag is actually the D-bag. Like, no, you're being intentionally horrible, and you're mad that people who are like funnier than you are pointing that out. That's what's so funny about the Gutfeld show, is everyone's like, you guys can't take a joke. It's like, y'all aren't telling jokes on the show. Same with Joe Rogan. What joke has he gotten in trouble for?
Yeah,
it's when he starts talking matter-of-factly about stuff that he knows nothing about. At least Rogan goes afterwards and says, actually, oh wow, I thought I read that somewhere, on some things.
Yeah.
But I don't know who this woman is, and I know that show is just god awful. And I know that they'll probably later on say that everyone else is morally depraved, while at the other time they're being morally depraved.
Exactly, that's the point. And it's a term that I came up with, which is vice signaling. That's what it is.
John.
The ignorance
Two things.
is the thing. No, we don't have time.
Vice signaling, and
yes,
that Republicans aren't going to be happy.
Neither of us came up with that.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.